Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm kalikaiz and today we're playing Poison Storm again. This deck is awesome. We're going to infect our opponent. We're going to draw cards. We're going to hopefully win the game. It revolves around Prologue to Phyresis and Infectious Inquiry to give our opponent poison counters. And then we're going to proliferate those poison counters. We don't have to play a bunch of poison spells. We're just going to play proliferation like Contentious Plan, Experimental Augury, and Steady Progress, which all draw cards. These just draw one card. Experimental Augury looks at the top three. And then we also have Vivisurgent Insight, which draws 3 cards and proliferates. And then we have Deep Analysis here as an additional card advantage spell. Target player draws 2 cards, and you can flash it back. So that helps me consolidate a little bit of slots. I'm going to try moving away from our Fishy Friend card, which was the Gifting of Fish, put a stun counter on our opponent's creature. Whoa. So here, what I'm going to be trying to play here is Snap. This says return target creature to its owner's hand, untap 2 lands. And this has been something that people have wanted to play in Poison Storm for a very long time. Given the fact that we have depletion lands, which I'll tap for 2. We got Woodlot, Peat Bog, Sappers, and Scary. The rest are just islands. But untapping our lands is like a ritual here, and it could potentially be pretty good versus the Glee deck. So I'm going to be using Snap as a ritual, therefore I can cut on Chalice a little bit. Playing 4 Lotus Petals still for Weather the Storm. And we're not playing Breath Weapon or Moment's Peace in the main deck. I'm just going to go for the Snap plan. Hopefully that will work out for us. In the sideboard, this allows us to go down on interaction. So 2 Anoint with Affliction, which we can bring those 2 in to go up to 6 interaction versus the Glee deck. We got 4 Bring the Ending and 3 Breath Weapon for the mono red. Bring the Ending, not for mono red. Bring the Ending is for a control or like Ponza. Moment's Peace for Ponza or the Gruel Monsters deck, or any like aggro attacker deck. And then Serrated Arrows, I really love this card. It allows us to put a -1/-1 counter on a creature, and then we can proliferate that counter with all of our proliferation spells and just make that creature dead, no matter how big it is. So it's pretty awesome. If you want to check out sideboard guides for Poison Storm, make sure to get on the Patreon, which is patreon.com/kalikaiz. Make sure to like and subscribe. Love that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this. Maybe there's another way for Poison Storm to deal with Glee. Let me know if you have some cool idea. Check out cardmarket.com if you want to get these cards for your battle box. They're the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe. And let's go ahead and get into the matches. Okay, round 1, we're versus Grim Lavamancer. I think maybe this is a keep. They're probably playing Burn. We have a lot of Storm count here. Problem is the proliferation. Our opponent mulligans to 5. We need to get this inquiry off. They go Forest, Utopia Sprawl. No. Are they going to Ponza me? They choose red. Okay. Well, we'll play our Peat Bog and pass the turn. Opponent Malevolent Rumbles. Okay, they whiff on a Thermokarst. Luckily, they've got Utopia Sprawl, Generous Ent, and Eldrazi Repurposer. Oh my god. Round 1, Ponza. Why did you do this? Cycles a Generous Ent off of their spawn. They get a Forest. Plays the Forest. I think they chose the Generous Ent. Okay. We're in a problem point. Let's play out the Peat Bog. So I could just go Lotus Petal into Infectious Inquiry, get that going, and then hopefully next turn get a proliferation off the Lorien Revealed. Don't think it's going to get any better. We're just going to start doing stuff. I feel like, oh yeah, we drew an island. Very nice. Very, very nice. My goal, and what I always say is, when in doubt, take actions. Draw the cards. Opponent Malevolent Rumbles. You find Forest, Altasaur, Arbor Elf. So Snap is nice because we can get rid of the Arbor Elf, but we really need proliferation. Arbor Elf on the table. We found the Augury. Let's go. All right. Tap. We're going to snap the Arbor Elf. Untap these 2. Use the floating black mana to play the Experimental Augury, getting mana back on my stuff. So we can take the island and go Petal into Lorien Revealed. We can take the Steady Progress, and then we'll cycle the Lorien Revealed, play the Steady Progress, play Lotus Petal, play Weather the Storm. But this is turn 3, so we don't have a land drop right now. Okay, I think it's best to just take... We just take the Inquiry, right? We could take the Inquiry here. Any order. You. Dude. And then by taking the Inquiry, we're going to have 4 mana here. We'll cast the Infectious Inquiry. Storm is 3. Okay. So now I can just go Petal into Weather the Storm for 15 life. Or I can pass, holding up, maybe making this Prism next turn. But I think I'm just going to go Petal. And I could go big or go home here. Do I need the 15 life at the moment? It's probably better to not take the 15 life and just to play the Prism. Alright, let's be safe. Let's be safe. Pass the turn. So this allows me to go like in 2 turns, play Infectious Inquiry again, but we're looking for a proliferation. We bottomed that proliferate. Our opponent cycles Degenerate. Don't blow up my lands, opponent. Be cool. They blow up my land. No, 4 mana. Is it a Writhing Chrysalis or an Acid Moss? It's an Acid Moss. Bummer. They got me good. Find an Everflowing Chalice. So I can cycle this, or multi-kicker this Chalice. And now I have mana with which to cycle the Lorien Revealed. And then play an island. Nice. Looking for a proliferation. Maybe our Steady Progress can come to the top of the deck now. Opponent plays another Acid Moss. Well, I'm going to tap my land so that you can't ramp. You don't kill my land, I kill my land. Let me do it. Okay, no ramp for you. Ha! Got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They only have 5 mana right now. We have basically no mana. Bunch of Weather the Storms that don't do anything. We got an Arbor Elf now. Let's play the Woodlot. So I could... I think I'm going to pass. Because if it's possible to draw a proliferation, then I can play the proliferation spell. Then I can Infectious Inquiry because I'll get the mana back on the Pentad Prism. Our opponent's going to play a Boarding Party, revealing an Arbor Elf. Okay, good for them. They get to attack for 6. Feeling quite strong over there. You know, Cascades. They're playing to the top of the deck. It's fun. I want to play the top of the deck, but I want it to be a Steady Progress. Okay, so how do we do this? Unfortunately, okay, so I think I go doot. So if I Steady Progress right now, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I haven't played a land yet. Let's start with the Steady Progress. Proliferate on you. Play the land. And then they have 6, 7, 8 mana. So I think I'm actually going to pass, and then I probably should have Weather the Storm there. Okay, mistakes were made. If I had Weather the Storm, then I could save my Inquiry. I was trying to save the Inquiry in the first place, but now I was thinking, oh, I could just Weather the Storm here. Opponent's untapping their lands. Right now they have 6 damage on the table. Do they have another Boarding Party to just jam? They're paying 6 mana. Nyxborn Hydra, that's 10 damage. Good for you. Okay, we'll go Weather the Storm. I'm just gonna concede. I definitely threw this game. Opponent mulligan to 4 or something and wrecked us. Brutal. Okay, bring the endings. Bring in the moment's pieces. We will cut all the snaps and the deep analysis, I think. And then we'll trim on some number of Weather the Storms. I think going to 3 is fine. And submit. I'm not too concerned that this is such a bad matchup. I know that that definitely happens. That's a thing that can occur. So, you know, maybe later we'll pair into Gardens and then they'll have a bad matchup. Our opponent mulligans to 6. Play the Scary, pass the turn. We do have the Moment's Piece to stall, and I've got to bring the ending. Let's play the Woodlot and pass the turn. So the thing is, ideally they don't do anything of note here. They're going to play Malevolent Rumble. Not really a sign of strength. I will counter it. Counter. Then we can cycle for an island off this and cast the Experimental Augury, or we can go Lotus Petal into Experimental Augury. We're going to get in for 1. We found an island anyway. Nice. So let's play the Augury, looking for like a Pentad or a Chalice. Finding another Lorien Revealed and a Steady Progress. So of all of these, I guess taking the Steady Progress makes sense. Could also take the Lorien Revealed. We're going to proliferate onto our lands. And then just go ahead and draw and proliferate again. And we have double Lotus Petal and Loring Revealed, so we can cast the Loring Revealed in the next turn. Do you have the land destruction? Okay, you did it. They Thermokarst my Woodlot. Okay. We find an Infectious Inquiry, which is great because now we can get the poison going. Inquiry you, play another Woodlot. Pass the turn. Opponent has 3 lands and an Arbor Elf. Okay, they play a Wooded Ridge line. Get in for 1. I think it makes sense to play the island and pass the turn because now we have double Augury plus Moment's Peace. They currently have 4 mana, potentially up to 5 on this turn. They play a land. Okay, it looks like they're going to go Avenging Hunter. Cool. You'll have to excuse me for being unenthused playing against that deck, but it is the thing. I wonder what it would be like from the garden side playing against my deck. So, interestingly, Weather the Storm is kind of like a Time Walk. I think it's fine to keep here. So we take the Weather the Storm because we will likely draw into more lands. You get a counter. Now I can go Experimental Augury again, and then play the Weather the Storm. We're going to take the Prism or the Scary. Prism is like one of the best cards in the deck if we ever get more proliferation. And if we don't get more proliferation, we're going to die anyway. So let's take the Prism. Okay, you get 3. And we will Weather for 12. Oops. No. Turn off auto yields. Oh my god. I almost F6 my turn. That was close. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's Pentad Prism and cast a Loring Reveal to draw. We're currently at 27. Okay, let's play a Lotus Petal, and right now the Bring the Ending can counter any card. And next turn we can Vivisearch's Insight. So we have Moment's Peace or Bring the Ending lined up. Now I'm feeling like it's going pretty well. We were on the play. They only had 1 land destruction spell. Their turn 2 was not very good. They make a 7/6. They can attack us down to 19 here, potentially. They're making mana. 5 mana. 6 mana. 7 mana. Noid Altasaur. Okay, does something crazy happen? They have a Nyxborn Hydra. Would you like to cast it for 0? That's funny. Not very useful. So because of the Moment's Peace in my hand, I don't know if I want to counter the Altasaur or not. I think I'm not going to. This is a ton of damage already. So 7 plus 5 plus 7, 14, 19 damage already coming in. Basically doesn't even matter. So let's just take it. Take it in. We're going to 20. Next turn, we're going to start off going immediately to 15. So I will Woodlot, play the Vivisearch's Insight, draw 3 cards. Boom, you get some counters. We get counters on all of our stuff. Now I can play the Chalice for 1. And then I can actually go Petal, Prism, play Progress, and then I'll have 3 mana. I can play Moment's Peace. I can like Bring the Ending if something crazy happens. I'll probably end up just Moment's Peacing. So let's go. Oops. Almost did that wrong. Maybe I don't even need to do that this turn because I can do that on their turn. Okay, let's just pass. Passing the turn. Let's see what happens. Because if something crazy that I need to counter occurs, then I have the Bring the Ending. It counters anything. And we're definitely going to Moment's Peace. They pay 5 mana. Plays a Boarding Party. Boarding Party finds an Acid Moss. So we'll go... Do I care about this land? I guess so. So we'll go counter that. And then cast Moment's Peace and pass the turn. They untap their land. And what do you got? I'm gonna play a Utopia Sprawl. I feel like they should put it on the red land, but I don't know. I'm not an expert in playing land destruction. And they will decline to attack because we have the Moment's Peace. They're considering attacking. They're thinking it through. I would attack. I would attack to send a message personally. We're going to go Steady Progress, which will give us 2 mana back, so it effectively costs 1 mana. You put some mana on my stuff, and then play a contentious plan. Yeah, I'll use the green from there. We'll go 6, and then more mana on all my stuff. Wow, okay, now we can steady progress, or 5. Draw 3 cards and proliferate. You go to 7. Awesome. Play the Peat Bog, play the Pentad Prism. Done. And now we have 4, 5 mana. We can go steady progress into Moment's Peace. We actually have the Moment's Peace in hand, but we want to do it on their upkeep. Just to not get blown out by a Deglammer or whatever. They seem to not have that right now. Play the steady progress. 8 poison for you. Doot doot. And a lot of these decks are not currently playing Flaring Pain, and that is why this is an okay plan. Alright, what are you going to do? They get to draw a card. Currently, we can just kill them, because we have double Infectious Inquiry. A Malevolent Rumble, finding Acid Moss, Chrysalis, and a Forest. They choose a Chrysalis, that makes sense. They're going to go ahead and cast a Chrysalis, it looks like. They Thermokarst my green land. Sure. I'll just tap some mana and blast you. Feels good to take a game. Kaboom. We'll go to 11, you'll go to 10. Haha, got him. So I don't feel like there's a moment in time where we can bring out the combo time glasses, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait on that one for this league. And I think my plan was fine, so let's resubmit. Alright, so let's assume they're going to blow up our lands. We're just going to keep this hand. We got 3 lands to play. We can lead on the Woodlaw potentially. Our opponent plays a Utopia Sprawl, going to be on red, and that will give them enough mana to blast me. They'll go Thermokarst ASAP. So, like, probably leading on the Woodlot makes sense. Woodlot, blam. Woodlot, blam. Scary, blam. Concede. We'll see what happens. Okay, they choose red. I'll play my Woodlot. We also have the option of cycling for an island so that we can just cast Experimental Augury. Our opponent plays a forest. Looks like they're passing the turn. That's interesting. So I guess we can go Petal into Inquiry and then see where we want to go from there. Get the Poison Train going. Find a Prism. So I think I want to play the Peat Bog. Pass the turn. You want to have non-blue sources to get the Prism going. Looks like they're going to Acid Moss. Kills my Peat Bog. Can't say I'm surprised to see that. Another Prism. Okay. Let's play the Woodlot. With double Prism, we can really go over the top of them regardless of the land destruction, so that's pretty solid. The problem being that we might have to throw away our land just to get the Prism in play. Looks like they're going to Thermokarst my Woodlot. Okay, solid, I guess. You have blown up my land again. I will play a land. They're pretty incentivized to kill the Scary here. If they have another land destruction spell, that is. They untap. It looks like they're going to go ahead and Avenging Hunter now. Okay, so the clock is on. The race is on. Reveals a forest. They've got a 7 some odd coming in. Okay, we find a Woodlot, so I think I'm going to play it, blow up my own land, go double Prism, and then I'm going to Experimental Augury. Find a Chalice, or an island, or a Scary. So assuming things don't get destroyed on my turn, I feel like I want the island the most, but we're probably going to draw into those. So I could take the Chalice and then just get... Okay, so if it's 7 plus 6 is 13. So even, we wouldn't die. Then, so if I have 1, 2... If I use the Prisms for the Chalice right now, then I'm in a bad way, I think. I think I should just rely on the Prisms. And then we'll try playing out... Get the Scary here. You go to 2 poison. And I'll pass the turn. So my goal is that they don't blow up my land, and then I go Viviser's Insight using this, and 1 Pentad Prism counter, and then I get to Moment's Peace playing the Scary. I'll have another turn to Moment's Peace again, hopefully. Looks like they're going to go for the boarding party, so we have to Moment's Peace right now. right? Because this will kill us. They reveal a Thermokarst? Bro. Uncool. What a rip for the opponent. Nicely done. So, I have no good options. I'll just Moment Piece, because this is 13 plus 5, which is 18, and we're dead. Well, that's a bummer. I mean, what are you going to do? I'm going to take it. Interesting. So we can Experimental Augury. Maybe I find another Moments Piece. Opponent thinking it through. They're not sure if the Experimental Augury should resolve here. Taking their time. Problems. We were close. This is still 13. It's still 18 damage, so we're very likely dead. I mean, I can take... If I find another Moments Piece, I can just cast it on their turn. And then I have to play the Scary out. And then I have no real way to get to the next Moments Piece. Okay, we found a Lotus Petal or a Contentious Plan. If I take the Lotus Petal, I can cast my Moments Piece from the graveyard without losing my prisms. So I think I have to take that. Play the Scary out. Play the Lotus Petal out. And then we'll just Moments Piece on upkeep. Opponent's gonna put us to 13 with the trap. We have one more turn, and we're probably already dead. They do Glamour. I'm just gonna concede. It's been real. It hasn't been fun, but it's been real. We'll see you there. All right, we're on the play in round 2. We're gonna recover, do our own thing again. It seems fine. Let's keep this. We have Scary. We can cantrip, play a Woodlot. Let's play the Scary out and pass the turn. I'm looking for some prisms or some chalices. Our opponent plays Mistfall Bridge, so they're on Affinity. We're going to play the Woodlot. And I don't know if it's worth just cantripping here. Let's pass. What do you got for your turn 2? The problem would be if they go ahead and refurbish Familiar Me. Which is annoying. I'm going to get rid of a land. Found another land. Contentious Plan. Putting mana back on our lands. Play a Scary. Land again. Now all our lands have 3 counters, so we can just use them. We found the Snap. I don't really want to snap the Refurbished Familiar, though. So I need black mana so that I can... Come on, dude. Another Refurb. Got me. Refurb strong, I guess. Looking for a 5-drop. Lotus Petal to cast the Inquiry. We're just going to play a Vivid Surgeon's Insight. That's pretty solid. Okay. Good recovery for us. They made us discard. We draw a ton of cards. And now I have the Peat Bog. So next turn I have Infectious Inquiry, Progress. I can snap. I can maybe Vivid Surgeon's Insight too. This could be a really big turn. Pauper Grief over there making us discard all our extra lands. Luckily we just had those. And they play a Gear Seeker Serpent, which is perfect target for my snap. That's awesome. Okay. We're going to play tap, Inquiry. Find a Prism. Oh my goodness. Going down. Done. Let's snap your Gear Seeker. Untap my blue lands. Play land. Go ahead and Vivid Surgeon's Insight. You go to 2 counters. Wow, this is a big turn. Okay. Pentad Prism here. Done. Now we get to cast an Experimental Augury for 0 mana. Finding another Prism or a Deep Analysis. So we do have a bunch of card draw lined up. I think we should just take the Prism and be happy with that for making everything free. But I do also have mana. So how much does it matter that things are free? Or do I just want tons and tons of cards? I'll take the tons and tons of cards. Okay, I talked myself into it. You go to 3. And now we're going to go ahead and gain 21 life. Okay. That felt good. Snap looked pretty good there. Opponent plays a land. See the Synod. They're going to go ahead and play the Gear Seeker Serpent again. Yep. Gets in for 4. They might have a counter. We have another Weather the Storm. Let's play this Scary. I think I'm going to just draw some cards. Draw 3 cards. No counter. We will try Experimental Augury. No counter. I suppose I could just take the Snap again. Already made a land drop. Any order? You go to 4. Wow. Okay, so Snap looking really good here. Snap this one. Bam. They could Deadly Dispute it, I guess. That'd be fine. I would be fine with that. Okay. You get to draw some cards. Your creature is super dead. That's fine. No problem. I'm fine with it. We got your 5/6 off the table. Made you cast it 2 times. Oh, it looks like another thing that we can snap. Nice. Summer Hoverguard. 1-drop Delver. This Delver is already flipped. That can't be fair. I play a Kenku Artificer. Okay. That's an even better snap target. I'm just going to wait till my turn so I get extra mana out of it. Interesting. You have a land. Your land is now back to your hand. They're going to deadly dispute their land. Once again, that's not a problem. Sure. Fine. Let's tap our lands, just see how much mana we have. We have 8, 9 mana. I'll start with the Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Draw 3 cards. Might as well. You go to 5. Done. Ooh, Pentad Prism. Very nice. Go ahead and Pentad Prism. Play another land. Snap your Somber Hoverguard. This is going off. This is sweet. Play, so we now have 5 mana. Steady Progress cost me 0 mana. Boom. Go ahead and proliferate everything. Storm is 6. Now I have a ton of mana. So let's try a deep analysis first. Okay, we find Experimental Augury, which is now a small ritual. Finding a Steady Progress, which is mana neutral. Could have also taken the Infectious Inquiry, but I'm having a good time chaining here and I want to keep that dream alive. Okay, you go to 7. Steady Progress. Whee! Okay. We're doing things. Taking actions. They go to 8. Okay, we can Lotus Petal. We have 6, 7 mana we can just use. Let's just lead on the Deep Analysis. Draw 2 more cards. Boom. Lotus Petal again. Then should just I think we should Weather the Storm for all of the Weather the Storms. So I'm gonna go green, cast Weather the Storm. I'm gonna respond by casting Weather the Storm. Then I'm gonna respond by casting Weather the Storm. And then let's see how much life we gain. Okay. Now Storm is 15 for that last Weather the Storm, so we're gonna go up to mid 200s, I bet. Whee! Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, not mid 200s. It's just like 140. 145. Okay, so their 0 mana 4/4s are not going to do me lots of damage here. Now, post board, our opponent is playing red, so they're going to be on Pyroblast. That was really entertaining, though. We currently have 13 mana on the table if we don't use the Pentad Prisms. We can cast both Alluring Reveals and draw 6 cards. Our opponent scoops. They thought about it for a good minute, and then they scooped. I like it. Let's see. Draw. Okay, so the first Alluring Reveal would have drawn Augury, and then we could have Auguried for a plan, which would have killed them. Nice. Okay, so Snapword's pretty sweet, actually, but we do want Brain the Endings, and they're likely to bring in... we're just going to cut the Lotus Petals, actually, I think. See what happens with that. So we got kind of some mana with the snaps. And we've got Brain the Endings for their Pyroblast, Weather the Storm to stall. Don't think we need the Lotus Petal. They're kind of slow. We'll see. Going down to just 17 and 4 Lorians is sort of sketchy, but they're also not blowing up our lands in this game, which is going to give us a bit of a boost. And we have turn 1 Scary, and then we can turn 2 Brain the Ending, but that's probably not very good for us. Mostly because then we won't have depletion counters. They play a Drawsforge Bridge past the turn. So I think I can play this other Scary and send it back to them. If they want to tap 2 mana for a refurb, I'll try to Brain the Ending it. They're going to just cast a refurb. Okay, I'm going to try to respond. That's fine. Okay, we'll take... The refurb's going to get me here. We'll just discard a snap. Okay, so they could have Negate or Pyroblast. I'm going to play my Woodlot. Go ahead and Experimental Augury. So I can respond and counter a Negate or a Pyro. They don't do anything. I think I would rather have the Augury here than the Weather. We need to dig and see what's up. Let's pass. They get in for 2. Another refurb. Okay. That stinks. I will discard the snap. That does not look very good into a refurb. We have not drawn another land here. So I'll start with the experimental augury. Finding a chalice or scary. I think it's better to get the scary in play, and I'll play out the scary. I would like to just go ahead and Vivid Surgeon's Insight and draw 3 cards next turn with Bring the Ending back up, but it only currently is a bad mana leak. Again, for 4. We are getting hit by a lot. They play an Ichor Wellspring, so they're holding up Pyroblast here. I think I'm going to respond by casting a Steady Progress and see if they want to counter that, because then next turn I can cast a Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Just cantripping. It's not the most threatening thing in the world, but it draws this card. Contentious Plan. We need to get this infection going. Okay. Right now we're at 14. Few turn clock. We have, so if I go Ever-Flowing Chalice, I can then cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight off of these 3 cards, and then I can hold up Bring the Ending for the Pyroblast. Vivid Surgeon's Insight is on the stack. They cast their Pyroblast. I respond with the Bring the Ending. I don't know if that was really a soul read. I think that was just obvious. We still don't have black mana, and that's a problem because we didn't we don't have Lotus Petals in the deck. That's kind of causing this issue. They play a Blood Fountain. We're going to get in for 4 again, which is definitely getting scary. So I think I want to try a Contentious Plan first. I hope we don't run out of proliferation. That would be bad. But, okay, Pentad Prism, nice. Let's do it. Prism. Done. And then we have a bunch of mana. So I'm going to start with the Infectious Inquiry. They play a Negate. So I will tap my Chalice and Bring the Ending, the Negate. This does put us to 8, which is not great because then we're in the range of them killing us with a Galvanic Blast or double Galvanic Blast turn, because this puts us to 8-4. 1 Galvanic Blast kills us. If a bunch of cards in hand. And we find the Weather the Storm, so now I'm no longer concerned. Let's play Contentious Plan. Storm is 6. You go to 2 poison. Boom. We draw a card. It's a Pentad Prism. That's pretty good, but not gonna be something I can use in this turn. So we're gonna just play green, play Weather the Storm, gain 21 life. No longer worried about that Galvanic Blast. So they've used a Pyroblast and a Negate, which we forced through both of those. And our opponent has had enough. Woo! So pretty good versus Affinity. They had a medium hand. It's turn 7. They only have 3 lands, but they were probably relying on the refurbs plus the Pyro and the Negate to get through. And we brought in a ton of interaction. We'll see in round 3. Okay, we are here on the draw. So the interesting thing about this hand is if they're on a slow deck, we have Pentad Prism into Experimental Augury, which I like a lot. If they're on a fast deck, we do have Weather the Storm. I'm going to keep it. Our opponent has 1-5-0 recorded on MTG Goldfish, and it was on Glint Blade, but they play Forest into Utopia Sprawl, and now I'm sad. Sad. They choose red. So I guess Ponza is the way that people are playing nowadays. Let's pass. So sad. Why has it got to be like this? They are going to probably play a Rumble. They play a Wild Growth. Okay. Cycles and Oliphant. That means they're probably on the Ponza list build because I don't think this is played in Land Destruction. We'll start with the Pentad Prism here. Very, very, very slow start for me. And we'll pass the turn. We do have Weather the Storms to try to buy time, but they play big creatures, and it's going to be hard. Pentad Prism will help us to storm, though. Snap could maybe be good, but not very good against anything but like Chrysalis. 4 mana. Plays a Chrysalis. Okay, we're going to start with Experimental Augury, which will give us a counter on the Prism, and I'm really looking for a Depletion land, actually. Okay, I think I need to take the Depletion land over anything else at the moment. You just put a counter on my Prism, play the Peat Bog, pass the turn. And now I need to just Infectious Inquiry and then see what happens. Hopefully we're not dead soon. Right now they have 6 mana, so they could just crack the 2 spawns, play a boarding party, and swing for 10. Looks like that's their plan. They make 2 mana, plays the boarding party, finds an Arbor Elf. Okay, We are now at 10. And a chalice. And go past the chalice, then play steady progress, cycle for an island, play the island, and play the weather. Oops. I think I just have to just go weather the storm here. We're at 19. They have a ton of stuff on the table. This deck should be a little bit weaker post-board to the Moment's Peace plan. But the other problem is that they are also going to be bringing in stuff like Gorilla Shaman that can take out everything. Let's see if they have another boarding party into some hasty thing and we die. Plays Avenging Hunter. Okay. We're getting wrecked. They've got even more spells to play. Eldrazi Repurposer. So they currently have 11 damage coming in. Next turn it's like over 20, maybe 25 damage. On a second Weather the Storm. Gonna lead on Steady Progress. Finding an Inquiry. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. I can go Pedal, Land, Weather, Concede. I'm just gonna concede now then. Make it easy. Whiskas got me. Okay, Moment's Peace coming in. Bring the ending. I mean, maybe bring the ending doesn't matter because I don't care about their creatures. I just care about not dying. So I can maybe cut some number of Weather the Storms. And then I need to be fast. You have to cut a Deep Analysis then. And make one snap. So my plan is to just try and use the Moment's Peace and the 2 Weather Storms as enough time walks to win the game. Here we have a pretty solid start. Let's keep it. We can go Sappers and Scary. Turn 2 Woodlot, Pedal, Infectious Inquiry. Turn 3 Prism, Contentious Plan. So that is our first 3 turns mapped out entirely. We will have the initial poison right away. They play a Wild Growth on the forest. We're going to play Pedal and immediately poison them. Okay, we drew 2 lands. We still have a couple of draws and a bunch of mana. The next turn we'll have 4. We start with this 3 mana, make the Pentad Prism, then we Contentious Plan, then we Experimental Augury. Opponent plays an Arbor Elf. Doesn't have anything else to do. We find a Moment's Peace. They don't currently have red mana. Let's play Pentad Prism. Then I'm going to Contentious Plan, put you to 2 poison. They have a Declaimer. Alright, I'll just make a mana then. And draw. Looks like I should have made green mana. We're going to Experimental Augury now. Snap or Steady Progress? I think I have to take the Steady Progress. Can't currently snap. Infectious Inquiry is better long term. Short term, this gives us a cantrip. I'll take the Steady Progress. We do need to find more colored sources. And I'll pass the turn. I'm pretty happy with them playing a Declaimer and taking me off mana instead of trying to kill me. Okay, they're making a bunch of mana for a boarding party or an Altasaur or something gigantic. They play an Altasaur, and then it finds an Arbor Elf. So they have a lot of mana. They have 8 power on the table. Find a Contentious Plan. So I guess I start with that plan. You go to 4. Play an island. I'll pass the turn. So this is currently 8 damage. So if they can get like 3 storm, if I get 3 storm, then I can weather the storm, and then I have like enough to time walk 1 turn. Plays a Chrysalis. Okay. It looks like they might have another spell here into a Repurposer. Okay. Now they're attacking for 7. I'll take it. To 11. And then play an Arbor Elf, adding to the storm count, and we have Weather Storm. Pass the turn. We'll go to 23. Luckily, now I can just Vivisurgeon's Insight, draw 3 cards, and hold it the Moment's Peace. So pass the turn. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But do I want to Moment's Peace this turn? I think I don't, because next turn I can go Scary Insight, still hold with the Moment's Peace. We can't let ourselves get to 5 life because that will be enough for them to trap us. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That would be 6 life. We're good at 9. We're passing. I'll go Vivisurgeon's Insight, which you just 6. Play this Scary, and pass. So they only have 1 card in hand. They didn't do anything with it. That probably means it's also a Deglamour. If this is a Flaring Pain, we're dead. Moment's Peace. Did they get smart? They did not start siding in the Flaring Pains yet, it looks like. Okay. They have 5 mana. Plays another Repurposer. Double Prism. Okay. So, play Prism. This is going to make my spells free. Done. Play another Prism. Okay. Let's Contentious Plan. Go to 7. And our plan seems to be working here. Can we get it done? Now we find a Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw 3 cards, put you to 8. Boom. We can even Ritual with the Snap, but I think we just get there with the Experimental Augury into Steady Progress. Lotus Petal, any order. You go to 9. Got the counters on the things. Play the Lotus Petal. Blue. Steady Progress. Nice. They had the beef, and we had the answer. Let's see if we can do it again. Submit. Okay, we have a hand that doesn't really do anything, but it has a lot of mana, it has a Moment's Peace, and a Snap. I'm going to keep it because we could draw into any number of giant draw spells, and we can cast all of them. I'll lead on Peat Bog, so I can go Peat Bog, Prism, potentially. Opponent plays a Wild Growth. Okay, we find this is kind of our best start here of Depletion plus Island plus Augury. But I will lead on the Peat Bog. We can also just try to take our time, develop the mana base, and not let them cast their Deglamour. Okay, they've got 3 cards in hand, 4 mana currently. Plays an Eldrazi Repurposer. So that's 5 mana. I'm going to put my Woodlot onto the table and pass the turn. So next turn, I can go Prism plus Experimental Augury. And then if they go for a Deglamour, I can snap something. Snapping the Arbor Elf is something that what I would like to do. To get in for 3. Okay. Play Forest, 1 card in hand. Interesting. So actually we have play the Chalice. And then we can play the Pentad Prism. They're considering Deglamour on the Chalice. We'll go Augury. They Deglamour, I can float a blue. Okay, so all they have is a 3/3. We basically didn't find anything here. I think I would rather have Chalice, just for extra mana sources. And then I can play the Chalice. I could just snap the Arbor Elf here, but they're drawing off the top of their deck, so let's just see how strong their top decks are. I mean, we're both top decking. They get in for 4. They play a Forest. I'll play my Island and pass. They have nothing in hand. It's in for 4 again. We go to 9. Plays a Forest. Find a Lorien Revealed. We will cast the Lorien Revealed. Draw 3 cards. Now I have Infectious Inquiry into Moment's Peace. Then start chaining Moment's Pieces. Go Infectious Inquiry. We'll go to 7. And I'm going to pass. See what they do. They attack. Here's the Moment's Peace. We have a Relic. Looks like our opponent is unfortunately not drawing as well as we are off the top. They play another Forest. They're flooded. Play the Scary. And then I think I need to just Vivisurgeon's Insight. I wanted to tap all of my Chalices here because I want to get the mana back on these. You go to 2 poison. We can Pentad Prism. And then tap for blue, snap your Arbor Elf. On using the black, but it doesn't really matter. Untap 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have the Lotus Petal. So let's use untap the Hickory Woodlot. 3, 4, 5 mana. We can cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight. We should probably actually use a mana from this Pentad. Just trying to spread out what we're weak to if they have another artifact kill spell. Okay, they go to 3 poison, and now we have Moment's Pieces for days. Perfect. I think I am still going to chain the Moment's Pieces because I need to stay above 5, like I said, for the Avenging Hunter. We have an absolutely large amount of mana in play with the 7 mana on the chalices, so we can easily just go tap the biggest chalice, play steady progress, keeping all of our colored sources around. But at the same time, we don't really need this peat bog, so we'll see. Our opponent might also just concede here. Nope, they're going to do some stuff. So they found a Malevolent Rumble, finding a Gorilla Shaman, Boarding Party, Arbor Elf. So the Gorilla Shaman is a big pain. Big pain. They get to take out our chalices. They get in for 3. I'll tap and crack this. Go ahead and Moment's Peace. Because I know they're going to go after the Lotus Petal anyway. Now our Everflowing Chalices are not looking very good. They play the Gorilla Shaman. They have 5, 6, 7 mana, so they can kill this, and this costs 5 to kill. So I can kill all my artifacts. And if they go after the Pentad Prism here, we can just cast the Prologue. Looks like they're not going to. Find an Insight. I'm going to start with Steady Progress. Get mana back on my stuff. I think I should play the Woodlot to have another green source for the upcoming turn's Moments Pieces. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Vivid Surgeon's Insight. They go to 5 poison. Lotus Petal not doing us any favors here. We can play Contentious Plan. Putting mana back on the Pentad Prism. They go to 6 poison. And then the next turn, on their turn, if they want, they can Gorilla Shaman my Pentad Prism, and I'll respond with the Prologue to Phyresis. Could also respond with the Moment's Peace. I think I will discard the blue land here. I guess it's the Peat Bog. The consideration is that the Peat Bog gives me more mana in play. They attack. Fortunately for them, we have another Moment's Peace. We turn it into the Turbo Fog deck that nobody likes. They have the Flaring Pain. No! 3, 4, 5. Oh no, they're going to go after the Prism. Okay. Okay. That got scary for a minute. We're going to Prologue. Get you to 7. Finding another Pentad Prism is okay. Kind of medium. But you can put 2 mana into it, and then Vivid Surgeon's Insight. That's 7 total mana. But they're just going to kill it. So, is it worth doing? Maybe it forces them to use their mana. So it would be worth doing. Okay. We take 0. We're still at 7. They play another land. I'm going to Weather the Storm. Okay, so now that makes me want to actually use the Pentad Prism. And then cast the Lotus Petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight. They're going to use 5 mana to blow out the Pentad Prism. But that was a 0 mana play for us. It didn't really matter. So we'll go black and green. That way we can cast the Weather the Storm. Go to 8. I'll use the black mana to play Experimental Augury. Oh, we'll just cast Experimental Augury, I guess. Yeah, because then we draw the Infectious Inquiry and they die. Nice. Loading the black mana there was crucial. I want to say crucial and clutch at the same time, and I said just crutch. Okay. GG. Bam! Alright, we're at 2 and 1. Let's see what happens in round 3 or 4. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. Let's go to round 4. We're here in round 4. We have a 0 lander that we have to mulligan. We could, like, do other stuff. Ooh. We have Snap, Chalice, Inquiry, Woodlot. I think I can keep this and just put back a Woodlot and hope to draw some lands. Another Forest Gamer. Utopia Sprawl on red. We will never escape. Okay. I'll lean on my Woodlot. Hopefully they're not playing Thermokarst, I guess. We do have snaps. We can Pentad Prism into the Infectious Inquiry on turn 3. Plays an Eldrazi Repurposer. Play the Scary. Our opponent's making 5 mana for an Avenging Hunter. Cool. It's in. Bomber Town Population me. Ooh, okay, so we go Pentad Prism. This is 7, 8, 9, 10 mana damage. I think we can just play the Chalice and then play the Contentious Plan. Trying to draw land here on an Inquiry. I'm going to pass the turn. Now they get to hit us for 10 damage, putting us to 7. They have another land in play. Jams the creatures down our throat. They have an Arbor Elf. We can snap that. Go land. Snap the Arbor Elf. Untap, untap. Make a black. Cast the Infectious Inquiry. Finding a contentious plan. Doot. You go to 2. We're already at 5, so it doesn't really matter, right? We need to find and need to try to somehow get them with already gonna be forging. They're already gonna be forging. So if I snap the Avenging Hunter, I'm not gonna change anything. Let's just go into archives. Let's snap it. Trying to maintain some mana to try to cast the Weather the Storm. Go. This is 4, 5, 6. Puts me to 0 if I cast the Infectious Inquiry. All right, we're gonna try a Lorien Revealed. Need to find Weather. Didn't find it. I think I just steady progress here. I have a lot of mana for the next turn. Oh, Weather was the next card. All right, well, we're good. Oh yeah, we were getting trapped anyway. We're super dead. Darn. So we have a pretty decent sideboard plan, I think, for this matchup. See if we can make it happen again. I know it's kind of boring to just watch people try to play big creatures all day, but that's fine. Maybe it's boring for some people to watch people play Poison Storm all day. Okay, let's do it. Moments Peace. We have to tell them, we have to not tell any of the Ponza gamers and Ramp gamers to bring Flaring Pains. Okay, a weird hand, right? Because we don't really get anywhere. We do have a bunch of mana. We can go land, pedal, Viviser's Insight, draw 3 cards, hope for the best. I think we should mulligan. And this is the same hand, but worse. I'm going to keep this one, though. We're going to put back a snap, and now I'm hoping for the best. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Any blue source, and we're good. I don't think I can go lower. They go Forest into Wild Growth. We're going to get hammered, play this Woodlot. We'll go get the Chalice into play. Opponent, turn 3. Malevolent Rumbles. Finding Oliphant, Generous Ent, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth. See what they take? Probably their Sprawl for red. They choose Sprawl. They put it on their land. They spread it over here, which is interesting. Put it on red. Okay, we find a blue source. So I can now cycle this. Get an island. Play the island. And I'm going to Experimental Augury in case I find a 3-drop. Okay, so double. Viviser's Insight doesn't really get me anywhere. Is it better than just taking the island for 2 contentious plans? I can also take the Lorien Revealed, which gives me an island, but gets stuff out of my deck. I'm going to take the Viviser's Insight. And I know that's probably not great, but we need to have a bunch of cards. We need more cards. I don't think that just double cantrip's going to get us anywhere. Opponent plays another Utopia Sprawl. They currently have 6 mana. They are using 4 for a Writhing Chrysalis. Now they have 4 mana. They can sack their spawns and cast a Repurposer. They're just going to pass. We have a Lotus Petal. Okay, so that is very solid. I can Lotus Petal into Insight. Do I want to float any mana? I think I'm going to Lotus Petal, go blue, and then I'm going to float a black mana, leaving open the Chalice. Okay, let's see what happens. Draw. Nice. That worked out as basically as I planned. So now I can go Saffron Scary, tap the Chalice, Inquiry, and we're looking to draw into Moments Pieces now. We find the Snap. Snap is good because you can get the Chrysalis off the table, but I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to help that much. Like the things we're going to look into Snap are like a Generous Ent, Oliphant, not really a Outsort because it's huge. They find an Arbor Elf. I could snap the Arbor Elf, take them off of a little bit of mana. If they crack both the spawns for the Chrysalis, I can snap the Chrysalis. They're cracking the spawns to make it a 5/6. Okay, maybe snapping that's fine then. Another Inquiry. Let's go Pentad Prism and then try to use as much proliferation and cantripping as possible before we do anything. We're building up our artifacts. These are all 0 mana because I don't have to tap the Chalice here. Another contentious plan. Put you to 3. I am not going to proliferate onto their Writhing Chrysalis. One thing worth noting, if you have a stun counter on the Writhing Chrysalis and you proliferate the stun counter, it also gets bigger, which is not really what you want to do. That's not where you want to be. But Let's contentious plan again. You go to 4 poison. I'll tap this. Blue. Snap your Arbor Elf. Untap the blue and the black. We'll cast the Inquiry. We have another snap. Cast another Inquiry. Snap has been actually quite solid. Surprisingly good. I think I can just snap your Chrysalis. Untap. We're going to untap the green and blue lands. Then I'll go ahead and steady progress here. Go to 7. Now we have really, really big artifacts. Kind of woodlot. I think I should just play the woodlot, but maybe I should see what's on top of the deck with the prologue first. Another Pentad. I guess we can play the blue land and then play the Pentad here. They're currently at 8, so we're going to have to Moment's Peace a few turns in a row now. 6 damage coming in. I guess it depends what they play. If they play the Avenging Hunter, we're absolutely going to go for the Moment's Peace. They find the Avenging Hunter. Okay. That's not good for me. So we have 2 turns. We get our next turn and then the next turn after that. So I guess we have 1, 2, no, we have this draw step now. Because we can't afford to take the hit, because in 2 turns we get wrecked. Okay, I'll play the Peat Bog. And then pass. Well, Moment's Peace. And we have to draw a big draw spell. We did a lot, but did not get there. Any number of Moment's Peace is good. Any number of large draw spells would be even better. We're playing Altasaur, finding a Utopia Sprawl. Next turn we go to 4. Plays a Wild Growth on their land. They're just spreading out their enchantments. It doesn't really matter to them. They're not using their Arbor Elf. And we find a Prism, and that will end the game for us. Let's get to the last round. Round 5, on the draw, we have to mulligan a 0-lander. Okay, we've got a lot going on. I think maybe we just put back the prologue. So basically the plan is to woodlot into an Infectious Inquiry and try to draw more lands. Opponent has a mountain. Yep. Okay, they're on Voldaren Epicure. Play the woodlot. We haven't gotten to see whether or not the snap would be good versus Brood-Scale, because all we faced was aggro smash decks. Plays a mountain. I think we played versus red-green 4 times in a row? Maybe not. Oh yeah, Affinity 1 time. Okay, Seal of Fire for the opponent. And an Implement of Combustion. That will put me to 18, effectively 16. Then I'm going to go 14 with the Infectious Inquiry. So I really need to find lands and proliferation. There's a proliferation. We will play the Lotus Petal. And I'm seriously hoping to find a land here. Infectious Inquiry. Did not find a land. Go Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. I need to find a land, so I don't really have another option here. I have to cast the Experimental Augury. Find a Lorien Revealed. Okay. You go to 2 poison. I mean, that does give us a land, so we next turn can cycle for an island and then play the Contentious plan. Pretty slow. And doesn't really help keep us alive. Very slow land here. I had put back the prologue. Alright. Opponent Galblasts. This will put me to 9. Then 8. They've got another burn spell, looks like. Okay, they're going to attack for 1, putting me to 8. Plays a Blast Runner. I think we're just dead because 4. Yeah, I'm going to concede. I know it's not over. We didn't have anything going on. If we had found a land previously, we could probably have gotten there with the Weathered Storms and the snapping on the Blast Runner. But now we don't care about the snap. You want to get rid of it. You want to bring in the Breath Weapons. And then since we have an extra room, or some extra space, I will bring 1 snap back in. As a mini ritual, kind of along the same plans as the Lotus Petal. So 17 lands has definitely been biting me. I've been opening a lot of no-landers. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be why. Maybe just variance. Right, we're on the play. Okay, so this seems a lot better, right? We have Peat Bog, then turn 2 we can Chalice into Island. Then we have the Lotus Petal and the Breath Weapon. Let's keep it. If we do draw another land, we're even in better shape. We're kind of cold to a Gorilla Shaman, but they likely won't bring that in. They didn't see anything that it would be necessary for. They mulliganed to 5. All they saw was that we played a woodlot into an infectious inquiry. So they clearly know, I guess, what's going on, what we're doing. Play the peat bog. Your turn. When it goes mountain, they had mulligan to 5. Plays a seal of fire. We're just hoping to not get raised. Find a steady progress. Cast this chalice. And I'm going to just cycle for an island. Get the island in play. This specific moment would have been a fine one for having the any of the tap lands from the Lorien Revealed. But in general, I think that the tap lands are not that good. They play a synthesizer. Red blast. They can't do anything with that this turn. And it won't stick around for our turn. We're going to tap Island and Chalice, trying to Experimental Augury. Finding a Prism's pretty solid. Cast the Augury and see what happens. Do they have more Red Blast in hand? They don't. So we find Infectious Inquiry or Scary. And, I think I'd take the Inquiry here. It's kind of a tough call. Now I'm just going to pass, I think. I guess I could play the Lotus Petal. And then if they blow it up with something, I can just Steady Progress. I can Weather the Storm and Breath Weapon off of the Prism maybe later. I'm just going to keep it in hand. I'm going to keep it all in hand. When it goes Synthesizer, finds an Epicure, so they can play their Voldair and Epicure now. And now they've got a 1/1 in play. We're at 17. Looks like they're tapped out. Nope, they have a land drop. I'm going to start with the Infectious Inquiry. Didn't find anything. Let's play Pentad Prism. And then Lotus Petal into the Contentious Plan. Go to 2. Farm is 4. But that didn't really get us where we needed to be. They play another Synthesizer. We have not found really any lands. There's 17 lands, I guess. Okay. Plays Implement of Combustion. That Red Blast and Exile still. They crack the Implement, putting me to 14. Soon they'll be able to crack the Synthesizers, but we can snap their token off the battlefield, which is kind of neat. They're getting in for 1. This turn we could just go like Mega on the Chalice for 2, and then tap, see if we can like draw with the Deep Analysis. If I find a peat bog, I think I'm gonna go Chalice for 1. Then let's Steady Progress. You go to 3 poison. Another Pentad. We can play the Pentad Prism. And then just Weather the Storm. Or we could snap this, untap these 2, and Weather, but I don't know if that's necessary. Even at this point, I don't feel like we need to Weather the Storm right now. I think I'm going to pass. Okay, they're going to end step a Bolt. No, they're going to discard something. Discarding a Flaring Pain. Okay, luckily that doesn't matter. No Strands, no Fogs. I'm not playing those. They have 3 cards in hand, so lots could happen here. We're sort of pinched on blue mana. They crack the Synthesizer. Finding a Tomb Raider. So this is an easy breath weapon for me. They pretty much have to play the Tomb Raider pre-combat because they have the ability to attack with it here. And so now we get the easy breath weapon. Fortunately, Snap doesn't give us extra blue mana at this point. It's nice to get their creatures off the table as well because it helps. They could have like a Goblin Grenade and that will stuff that. Let's draw some cards. Looking for blue sources. Didn't find any. Cast Infectious Inquiry. Finding a Contentious Plan is good. So now that gives us more blue mana potentially. Play the Contentious Plan. They're F6'd. So since they're F6'd, I'm going to... Oh, nice. We drew another Pentad. So now we're going off. Nice. So we go 3, 4, 5, Insight. You go to 6 poison. Another blue source was I like. Play that. And then we can Deep Analysis into... I don't know. Let's Deep Analysis first. Then we can cast Weather the Storm. Lotus Petal first. Cast Weather the Storm. In 24. We got there. Okay, our opponent has scooped. We're just going to run it back. All right, let's see if our opponent kept 7 this time. They do keep 7. So they're going to come out the gate hot. We have turn 3, Prism, Steady Progress. Probably not going to get enough done. We have to mulligan, I think. Like, we don't have any power here. It's a tough situation because we're basically asking them not to kill us by turn 4, which is what their deck is designed to do. This one is much better, I think. Let's keep. So on turn 3, we go Prism, Prism, Plan. Or we play the Chalice on turn 1, turn 2, and then on turn 3 we go Prism, Prism, lose our land, Plan. Then I have a bunch of mana. So I guess I'm going to try that. So we have a ton of mana and 1 card draw. Just a single cantrip. A bolt. Turn 1 bolt. Final Lotus Petal. Play the Peat Bog. They play a Synthesizer. Finding a mountain. Plays the mountain. And looks like they've got the Raise. Kuldotha Rebirth. Okay. And they exile a Lightning Bolt. So that's going to be 3 damage a turn. Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Okay, so I can go Prism, Prism here. What's the best way to get to the Insight the next turn? I have 2, 3. Put the Prisms down. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I can Contentious Plan. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I can even... Yeah, let's do it. Prism into another Prism. So the Lotus Petal is really what allowed that to be the play that we can make there. And here I can just pass. So I have 1, 2, 3 mana really that I can use. As long as there's no Shatter effect right now, we should be okay. I Scary first. I play the Contentious Plan. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana I can use. I play Voldaire and Epicure. It looks like this is going to be a Bushwhacker turn. Yep. So this puts me to 6. So our opponent clicked each creature individually to attack, but remember, you can always go right-click, attack all. That is a lot faster. Find the Weather the Storm. So we can Contentious Plan first. Done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Done. Play the Peat Bog. Lotus Petal. Cast the Chalice with Multi-Kicker 1. And we'll use the mana here off the Lotus Petal. And then we can Weather the Storm, gaining back 15 life. Next turn I have, hopefully, a Vivid Surgeon's Insight into do more stuff. If the Vivid Surgeon's Insight resolves, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana left over. They're going to discard a mountain with a blood token. They currently have 5 power on the table. Tapping mana for a Synthesizer. Finds a Tomb Raider, so this will tap them out. It's 7 damage. And let's see if they have a land drop. All right, they get in for 7. We'll go to 14. No land drop. Tap. We'll use our mana. Definitely not using these yet. Cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Draw. Looking for Weather the Storm. We found Weather the Storm and Experimental Augury. Okay, done. And now I think I want to play the Woodlot. I guess I should think this through. Let's just start with the Augury. 1, 2, find Lotus Petal, Loin Revealed. So after this resolves, I'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can take the Loin Revealed. 7 mana if I play the island, having not played the Woodlot. That's something you have to kind of think about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll go land, blue, cast the Loin Revealed. If I find any 2-drop proliferation, I can just play it. We didn't, so we will cast Weather Storm. Pass the turn. Okay, we're still alive. We finally found a poison spell as well. Next turn, we probably have to play the Woodlot. Our opponent plays a land. So, are they going to crack the Synthesizer? Play Bushwhacker. That's pretty scary. That is a lot of damage. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Okay, they're clicking all their creatures. Oh, man. It's getting tense over here. What is your last card? Nothing. Find a Pentad Prism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're pretty dead if we don't do something awesome. I'm going to start with the Infectious Inquiry. We find Proliferation, and we have this extra Pentad. So we could be doing the awesome stuff. We'll go Contentious Plan, which is a 2. If they have a... Okay, they didn't have the Red Blast. Isn't, you know, they might have it later. We have 3 breath weapons in the deck. We found a Weather the Storm. Wow. We're just hanging on. Okay, cast Steady Progress. Nothing. They're F6. We're building up mana. So this Steady Progress was +1 mana. Find an Everflowing Chalice. Let's just tap this one and go blue. Cast this Lorien Revealed. Find a Snap. I can go Lotus Petal, play Scary, or I can play the Woodlot and untap the Woodlot for the Weather the Storm. We might need the Woodlot later. We'll go Woodlot, cast the Everflowing Chalice. We'll tap the Chalice and this snap a token. Untap, tap for green. Cast Weather the Storm. Gain 27. We're still alive. We're at 36. This is a back and forth. Our opponent's like, can I just kill you already? And I'm just casting Weather the Storms. 15, 36, whatever. Okay. They play a Synthesizer. We still have yet to find a single... Okay, they have a Smash to Smithereens. We have yet to find any number of breath weapons. Do they have the land drop for the Smash to Smithereens, though? They do. So they're going to blow up probably my biggest Chalice here. They're going to go after, let's see, what's it going to be? So I'm dealing 3 damage. I lose my giant Chalice. Now we can get hit for a large amount again. We've got a lot of card draw spells left in the deck, though I did take out the Deep Analysis, I believe. I did not. Okay, fair enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 5 big draw spells, and we found one. Lucky. Okay, this is probably one of our best draw spells. Let's cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight. It cost me 1 mana to cast that, because it gives me all this mana back. They go to 4. Got a problem here, though, because I don't have a lot of draw. So let's go tap, Steady Progress. That's +1 mana. They go to 5 poison. We draw a card. Contentious Plan. That is +2 mana. Okay. Gonna try for this Inquiry. I'm gonna leave open the Chalice. Maybe it's not the right play, but let's do it. There's the Breath Weapon. So now I'm actually just gonna use the Chalice for this Deep Analysis. Let's Deep Analysis again, see if I can draw some Proliferation. Okay, we did. So 1, 2, I have 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. I can go down on mana, play the Pentad. Then I can go up on mana again by going Vivid Surgeon's Insight. That's 4 mana. We use the Lotus Petal. We have all 4 Pentads in play. Boom, draw 3 cards. I mean, this really is combo time, but I just didn't put the sunglasses on. I feel like it's not as deterministic, but here we're definitely doing it. We actually win the game. We don't even have to cast the breath weapons. Unfortunately, you know, our sideboard plans didn't matter. Just win. I'll take it. And you go to 9 poison, cast a Weather or Steady Progress. Doink. 10. Done. I ended up winning. Sweet. We went 3-2. We lost to Land Destruction once, and we lost to Red-Green. We went 1-1 versus the Red-Green monsters, which is not too bad. Affinity felt really good with the snaps, to be honest. We were just all day. I feel like Mono Red post board is really good. I think the snaps are kind of neat, and I want to keep exploring that. So let me know what you thought about the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next video.